expression of the bravery by sharing on the chart. We can all appreciate their story. So thank you, sir, Pathak sir, for your wonderful collection of all these great warriors.
Rao, 1 minute. It is not yet over. Mr. Samant was to speak.
Yeah, I'm going to.
And after that, I thought you were closing the meeting.
Not closing, sir. Not closing. Just
okay.
Definitely not. So our Lieutenant Colonel Prabhakar Samant, the first person today to appear on the call, and we are fortunate to know that he was air warrior for 7 years, and thereafter he switched over to become a ground warrior. So let us welcome him with a big round of applause to narrate the story as seen from the ground warrior, the Lieutenant Colonel Prabhakar Samant sir. Please share your experiences of seeing the dogfight.
Thank you very much, sir. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Prabhakar Samant. I joined Indian Air Force in 1962, and I had two postings in Indian Air Force. First one was 59 LA Squadron. Second one was 4 BRD Kanpur. I went as a cadet from 4 BRD Kanpur to. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
I went as a cadet from 4 BRD Kanpur to OTA Madras, OTA Chennai, Officer Training Academy Chennai. Got commissioned in the Regiment of Artillery in January 69. My first posting was in the Regiment of Artillery to 88 Light Regiment. During 71 war, before the 71 war, I was instructor for Mukti Bahini also. During 71 war, my regiment was deployed quite close to where these incidents has taken place. We had 120mm brand mortars, so we were quite close to that river Kabada, which the pontoon bridge was built. And these Pakistani aircraft were coming to strap on that bridge, as well as our gun locations. That is Apte's guns location regiment. My regiment was also located in the vicinity itself. On 28th, I think for 3 days these aircraft are going. 28th, then 21st and 22nd. 22nd, when the aircraft came, they strapped on that bridge also, and a tank got destroyed. It was on that bridge only. It had just crossed the bridge, but it was lying there only, which Brigadier Apte had just now mentioned. And third sortie, 3 aircraft came. Actually, from first the 22nd morning onward itself, or the 22nd evening, when these aircraft were about to go back, these Pakistani aircrafts, our aircraft probably had come. We could hear their sound, but we couldn't see them. They went back. On 22nd morning, the aircraft came. 22nd afternoon also they came. 22nd around evening time, third sortie, 3 aircraft came. And when the aircraft were the first aircraft, I think he had a dry run. When he climbed, he went back. He came for a second run. When he was about to climb, our NAT was behind him, and we could see the rockets going. That aircraft was shot. And next moment, we could see the parachute coming down. Second aircraft was shot during the dogfight. Third aircraft was also shot, but it managed to go back. These aircraft probably came from the airbase located at Chaugacha. And all these 2 pilots landed in our area only. The one pilot landed in the first J&K location. Second pilot landed in the 4 Sikh location. Probably in the 4 Sikh location, this pilot, which I came to know later on, I'm not sure. He had a revolver with him. He tried to shoot somebody, and there he was hammered that time. So that's the time he got wounded also, and then Panak came and killed him. And all the three aircraft, all this is the way we could see the things. But all troops were asking, especially from second day onward, where are our aircraft? Where are our aircraft? We could see them because they had a free run on as well as on our gun locations. They strapped on us number of times, but some or other, third day, third sortie, and the next came. And that's how we could see the entire action was going on for hardly, probably not even 10 minutes. Maximum 10 to 15 minutes, the entire show was over. But we were there to see the entire thing. These two pilots, then later on, they were taken as a prisoner of war and then later on sent back. I was not there that time. I think I didn't go to the 14 field location where the pilots were later on brought in. But that's my simple and small story. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for wonderful complimenting the story as told by our Group Captain Lazarus and as complimented. And it is a really wonderful experience, a kind of joint venture from both Air Force and Army working together and getting to know the real war-like situation on the ground. So, yeah, before
add one thing. Hello. Can I just add one point?
Yes, sir, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, an important point which Colonel Prabhakar brought out and which earlier also Group Captain Don Lazarus had mentioned. You see, the point was that when we kept asking where is our Air Force, the answer given was that our Air Force cannot actually come in because war has not been declared. That is number one. Number two is that there was definitely, and we had provoked the aggression of 14 Squadron Pakistan Air Force from Dhaka because we had been actually, teaching a lesson to the Pakistani troops shaping the battlefield. That was the second point. And third point was when both these pilots were captured, one of the pilots who told my course mate, Flying Officer Pradeep Kapoor, that after the interrogation, they hoped they would be able to see some areas in Delhi. Because frankly, I'm telling you, no one realized that war will break out or what will be the outcome. Remember, this was 22nd November and the war was declared nearly for 12 days after that because of the preemptive airstrike by the Pakistani Air Force on the Western Front. So these are some things which people need to note. The actual dogfight took place on 22nd November. And that is why, but I'm very happy that our Air Force was actually unleashed. As later I got to know from Group Captain John Lazarus, Flores, and all of them, was thanks to our fighter controller, I think Group Captain or then Flight Lieutenant Bakshi. And I'm sure that story is well known to the Air Force. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rao sir.
I think now Group Captain Lazarus would like to make a point. Yes, sir. I think I request JD Singh.
Yeah, if I may say so.
JD Singh, sir.
What happened?
Sir.
Okay. Of course, after the war finished, I continued in the Air Force and I took early retirement from Air Force Station Nalia. It was call of God, so I resigned from the Air Force and I got into Christian organization and worked for about 15 years. So one day I was reading the newspaper. In that newspaper, there was a small article saying that Pakistan Air Force has got a new Chief of Air Staff, and that new Chief of Air Staff was Parvez Mehendi Qureshi. Now, Parvez Mehendi Qureshi was the pilot flying that I shot down. So I wrote a letter to him from India saying that our paths had crossed once upon a time. Since then, of course, I've left the Air Force and wish you all the best in your new appointment as Chief of Air Staff, Pakistan. 2 months later, I got a reply from him. First, I got a reply from his adjutant, and secondly, a personal letter from the chief himself. I've still got that letter. I am afraid to show it around, and because people may misuse it. Therefore, I just share about it. I've got it here with me. Even if I show it on screen, then it will be, shots will be taken. So I would refrain from doing that. But the point was that we as aviators mean business when we are flying, but we are human beings also. The fact that I wrote to him, he wrote back, gives us an understanding that we don't have anything against one another, but when we shoulder responsibility for our nation, we undertake that task very seriously. And all of us over here, seated here, proud of our nation, we shoulder our responsibilities, but we don't forget that we are human beings, because that is also a very important factor. And this incident has brought out that we may be in the armed forces, but above that we are human beings. And that also plays an important role.
Sir, Lazarus sir. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, you are flying MiG-25. You are commanding officer of 102 Squadron. And MiG-25 was a very important, it played a very important role in Indian Air Force. It was doing recce and taking, because it had the ability to fly very high. So about that one, you are commanding officer, and there are very few pilots. There, if I am not wrong, there are hardly about 40 pilots who have flown that aircraft. So, sir, can you give some, share some experience about MiG-25?
Yeah, I would certainly do that, but I think it's outside the scope of this forum today. Maybe we could chat separately, independently, and I will have a Zoom chat with you also. We could restrict this to our gathering here specifically for the 71 war. And I'll certainly talk to you. We can discuss that.
Why I thought it, sir? Because now that aircraft is also absolute. It is no more used in Air Force. That is why. Anyway, it's all right, sir. If
I think you understand.
Later on, we'll talk on the. Later on, we can talk on the topic.
Certainly, yeah.
Again, thank you so much, sir, for honoring my word.
The other thing which I want to tell you all is that the aircraft that went back as it stands was very badly damaged by Massey. It was Commander Chowdhury that was flying that aircraft. In my depiction, that would be Sabre number 1. Okay, so if we need to understand that which aircraft went back to Pakistan and which are the two pilots that ejected. The pilots that ejected were Sabre number 2 and Sabre number 3.
Vishwanathan sir, keep yourself under mute. Vishwanathan ji, please keep yourself under mute.
So in my presentation, Sabre number 1, who was in combat with Massey and Soros, that was very badly damaged, and he limped back to Dhaka. So what used to happen was these aircraft would take off from Dhaka in the morning, come and attack near a border, and land at Jessore, as I mentioned, do a turnaround, refuel, rearm, attack a second time, land again at Jessore, attack a third time, and then go back to Dhaka. On 22nd, 4 aircraft took off from Dhaka, but 1 aircraft was unserviceable and it went and landed back. Only 3 aircraft came. So on 22nd November, there were only 3 aeroplanes that were carrying out the attack. After the war finished, the Pakistanis left behind 13 aircraft, Sabre aircraft in Dhaka, and they had machine gunned the cockpit, completely destroyed it. completely destroyed, and therefore there were 13 aircraft. Now, if you look at it, a squadron has 16 aircraft. 2 were shot down by our formation, Sabre number 2 and Sabre number 3, and 1 Sabre was shot down by Wing Commander Sundareshan from 14th Squadron. So in actual fact, Pakistan lost 3 aircraft and left behind 13 aircraft. So that is true that it happened that way. Just wanted to clarify. In my presentation, it is Sabre 1 that went back. Sabre 2 was flown by Khalil Ahmed, and Sabre 3 was flown by Parvez Mehendi Qureshi. Yeah, these were the points that I would like to make. And thank you for this wonderful time and honor that you all have given us. It's really a privilege to be part of this. And 22 Squadron had a very good serviceability during the war. We never lost. Squadron is basically a air defense squadron. However, after
I request all others to keep under mute only, please.
Anyway, thank you very much for a love. It's all of you all, and we'll meet again sometime. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your presentation and narration of the story and yeah. Hello.
Can't hear now.
Pathak, mute yourself. There's a lot of noise coming from your window. Yeah, thank you. Now it's clear. Vishwanath, you also please mute yourself. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Rao.
Sir, can our panelists ask some questions? Adre sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think whoever wants to talk to our Pathak sir, they can having any questions like Naidu Garu, Manohar Raj Garu, or Ramesh or whoever. So you may ask some questions.
Hello, Rao sir.
No questions. Hello, this is Manohar Raju from Kurnool.
Please, sir.
Hello.
Raj Garu. Yes, Sergeant Manohar Raj Garu, please.
Hello.
Sir, good morning to all of you, especially the heroes of 1971 war. In fact, we have never witnessed 1971 war, but today 1971 war partially it was shown to us on screen, on small screen. Really, we are fortunate enough that we are contemporaries of 1971 war heroes. For that, we are very, very proud of you all, sir. Really, so long as I was hearing your narrations, I was thinking that I was witnessing a horror film or like a war film like that. I felt that. Really, we are all fortunate enough. We must thank Bogeshwar Rao Garu and Pathak sir for arranging this excellent webinar. Really, the way you people are narrating, and even at this, I think you must be, all of you must be 70 plus. Even at the age of 70 plus, you are remembering each and every minutest aspect of 1971 war. Really, hats off to you, sir. Really, I must congratulate you for your this agility and that remembrance powers. In fact, I must request central government to give you very good honorable post at this stage of your age, sir. Then only our nation will be honored not by awarding only Veer Chakras and Mahavir Chakras. It will be very, very small things for the thing that you people have done, sir. Really, once again, hats off to you. Congratulations and thank you for providing us this excellent opportunity, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, Bogeshwara Garu and Pathak sir, once again. Thank you.
So, anybody else?
Hello.
Yeah, I would like to say one thing,
Yes, sir.
Baliga. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You see, this may be the first time where the Army and Air Force have come together after seeing a dogfight there and meeting after that. Because last year, Don Lazarus was here in Pune, and he we met through somebody. We met Brigadier Apte and all that, and then we realized that these were the people who actually saw the combat in air, and we, the pilots who flew on top and the ground forces, we met together. That was I think for the first time this is what has happened. Otherwise, generally, the people are shot inside there or outside that, in their territory or our territory, and we never meet anyone. I don't know whether this is the first time the Army and the Air Force have met on this sort of an occasion.
Yes, sir. It's a great point. We are having
Hello, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to everybody in the panel and congratulations to all the war heroes of 71 war.
So is Sergeant
Especially my yes, sir. My special thanks to Mr. Pathak and Mr. Bogeshwara Rao for arranging this. This is a very huge task, and bringing together all these heroes. Really, credit goes to both of you. At the same time, listening directly from the pilot's voice, it is really thrilling. Because during 71 war, I was at Pathankot, Jaipur, Jaisalmer, and the mixed squadron. So we only know how to prepare the aircraft and see it off, and immediately sooner it comes, receive it, and again load the aircraft. I had no opportunity to see the dogfight in 71, but in 1965 when I was in Bagdogra, we have practically enjoyed the flight in the air and also strafing over our head and rocketing our hangars. Now, that was only groundwork. The aerial work, actually, as narrated by some of the pilots, who are really saviors of the sky. They are saviors of our independence, and they are saviors of our great India. And it is very pleasant to listen to him, and it reels in our mind how we have sent an item into the sky and how it performed in the sky. It's a really great satisfaction. And as our friend suggested, that they should specially recognize this 71 war heroes. As our Manohar Raj rightly said, it's not that only honoring Veer Chakra, Mahavir Chakra, Paramir Chakras, because they are the real actors on the, in the sky. But the real promoters, the real pushers, the real persons who turned over the aircraft within 10 minutes from the time of its landing and seeing them off with fully loaded guns, we also deserve some recognition. It's not that it's money or something like that. But sometimes I am very painful to see that we are honoring those people who have departed, who have sacrificed their lives, but we are totally neglected.
You have gone mute, sir. You have gone mute. Naidu, you have gone mute. Unmute yourself. Please unmute.
Unmute.
We should, both of you, Mr. Kotak and Mr. Bogeshwara Garu, to have this type of meeting, because there are innumerable hundreds of people who have participated and they have their own stories to tell. So
You have gone mute. Unmute. Naidu, unmute. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Naidu, for your word. Kind word.
I'll just show this picture which he was mentioning, Wing Commander Baliga, This is the, I don't know if people can see